Greetings people, it's Jared here, Wolfgang 1, back to do another Transformers review. Now this one is obviously slightly late because this should have gone up about, well by the time I'm actually filming this section, it should have gone up about 3.5 hours ago. By the time you actually get to watch this, this should have gone up about 9-10 hours ago, but do you know what, I'm alright with that. Basically this is a review today for a figure that I got bought for my very recent 42nd birthday by Marcus Prime. I thank you very much, I do appreciate it. It's a figure that I was looking to get hold of, and obviously he knew that, so he picked it up for me. That's how the gift processing works, I believe. So yeah, this is a review for Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Pipes.
Okay, so here is Pipes in his box and everything like that. Again, I want to give a massive shout out to Marcus Prime for getting me this for my birthday recently. Because I really enjoyed the Huffer mold, the Kingdom Huffer, and when they inevitably they were going to do Pipes, that was kind of obvious. And then I saw the test shots for what Pipes was actually going to look like, and it was just like suddenly, yeah, the colours, everything like that, really sort of really seemed to work for me. So I was excited about getting this more so than like sort of the other ones they were doing, Road Ranger and like sort of Cliff or Keith or whatever his name was, can't remember. So yeah, so it's the Kingdom packaging. It's the same sort of Kingdom packaging as like all the other figures. Like sort of the detailing on the side there, which would be nice if that focused. There we are. Some really cool artwork and everything like that. A little bit of stuff on the back of the box. Not too much bio, just like bot and alt mode. Just a little bit of a redesign, remolding where appropriate. But not too much, but just enough to make it individual to the other version of the mold. And then some really decent artwork just on the side there for the actual character. So yeah, as I said, it's a standard box. Not really a hell of a lot to say about it. I will show you just a couple of things that he came with before we get into it. He comes with, instead of like the sides of the trailer and that, he comes with two of these like little fit onto the side of his arms. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. Fits on the side of his arms, like two little weapons that plug into the side of his arms. They plug into the back of the trailer hitch section on the back of the alt mode as well. And due to the 5mm ports on the body, there are other places you can stick it, but the back of the trailer hitch seems to be the most appropriate place. I tried making them for smokestacks and that, but it doesn't quite work for him really. So he comes with two of these. He comes with one of these cards that every Kingdom figure came with. I think probably the Siege and Earthrise ones also came with one of these. I can't quite remember, so I'm not really bothered about that. And of course, he also comes with his instruction booklet as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll just we'll get Pipes out of the box, and we'll take a look at the figure itself. Okay, so here is Pipes in his alternate mode. Very similar to Huffer, the basic design, the shape of the cab, everything like that. Just looking at the details, I can see that let's have a look. The silver is very similar on both cabs. Huffer's windows were like sort of tinted blue, whereas his ones remains like a sort of a clear plastic. And there's some paint on top for the accents for the top fog light, headlight things, whatever. So he doesn't come with the same accessories as Huffer does, and for some reason I had this weird thing where my one just wants to basically sort of collapse in on itself like this, so it rolls badly on this surface, but if I force it down, it doesn't really do anything. So it sort of sits in a weird position just here, as you'll notice. It sort of looks like it's going off into a V. You can put his weapons on the side here for like sort of extra long smokestacks, but that just looks like shit. You can't really plug them into the hands at the back. That would have been pretty cool. So basically, they just sit on the back of the trailer hitch thing, just like this. Which I'm not sure what that's supposed to do or anything like that. It looks okay. It feels that gap section, fills that back section like that. Yeah, so I'm a little all over the place today. I'm trying to rush because I've got 100 things to do, and this review was supposed to go up about 3 hours ago, but whatever. So yeah, I mean, he's he was an obvious repaint from the Huffer mold as the original Pipes was just here, but I'll come and do a review one day on him, maybe in the future. So he was an obvious redesign retool, and I've got to say he stands up every bit as well as Huffer did in this design, in this mold. His colours are basically just block white and block dark blue, but it really works for him. Just like the basic two-tone thing really does. Let's bring that camera up a little bit. Really does work quite well. And the transformation process for him is exactly the same. I mean, I would go into like all the little details, like the wheels do move like that, but on this surface here, on this side they work. On this side, it's a bit of an issue because, like, I don't know, clearance thing, or because this back section wants to sit up when it shouldn't sit up that far. I don't know. It's a bit annoying. I had the same issue with Huffer, so I don't know if that's like a basic design flaw or whether I'm just doing something stupid because I am stupid. So yeah, I mean the alt mode is perfectly serviceable. He looks decent enough. I would like to display more of my bots like this in alt mode. But space being what it is as a collector, we all know what space being at premium is like, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we can't display half the things we want to do in alt mode because we have no room to do it. And sadly, I think Pipes is just going to end up being in robot mode like all the others, which is fine. I don't have a major problem with that. But I would like to have one in alt mode, one in robot mode, but I just can't. So yeah, the only thing I will say about this design is it looks like it has a tendency that it's going to be able to get dirtier a lot quicker than Huffer. Because as you can see there, I've already got some grime starting to form in the moulding of the hand just there. But you know, I'll just have to clean it every once in a while. That's. But then again, it's got that because I've messed around with it a lot so far. So there we are. And I've messed around with it, one because I like having the contrast between the two, but two, I really just enjoy the transformation for this. There is a slight clearance issue with this. Excuse me. There is a slight clearance issue with this in terms of the front wheels and the arms. But I had the same thing on Huffer as well. But you can do it, but sometimes I have a tendency to pop the front wheels off. So we're going to come to the transformation. Just start off by taking these two things off the back. Fold out this back section just like that, all the way. Fold out the two white tabs just here. Or for some reason it won't let you do it unless you split the legs apart. Right, split the legs apart for what it's worth. Then fold those two tabs all the way around to the back, and that'll become his basically his foot and his heel spurs. Okay, so that's the legs done, ladies and gentlemen. And then flip up these two sections here. They will be the hands. Disconnect these from the back tab just here. Exactly the same transformation as Huffer, almost. There is a slight difference, which I do appreciate. Lift up the cab a little bit. Bring down this entire bottom assembly, just like that. Spin round the remoulded head, 180 degrees, just like that. Let's bring this camera up a little bit. And then this is the clearance issue thing I was talking about. Bring these wheels back and then around. You can always feel them fight against the this section just here, which is a shame. And then bring those two sections up into the shoulder section. Spin the arms round and put them in the appropriate place for how you want the figure. Basically, his hands facing forward is always a good idea. And then this part here, instead of being like Huffer where you just put it on top like that, it's on an extra hinge. So let me pan back a little bit. There we are. So basically, lift the whole thing up like that. Spin the cab around like this, and then on that little bit just there, hook it underneath that, like that, till you hear the click, and that is Pipes in robot mode. You can angle this forward if you want, but then again, it looks a bit stupid like that. It kind of looks like it should make sense, but then when you go to the back, there's like that's just shit. So you flatten that bit down, and that's Pipes in robot mode, basic robot mode. He can hold his little guns in his hand. He can hold them up here if he wants, or the most appropriate place everyone I think will put them is on the side of the arms. That seems to be the universally accepted way of doing it. And and there's Pipes in robot mode. He is lovely. I wanted to put a little silver Autobot sticker just here, but I didn't get around to it. So don't worry, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it if you won't. He's a wonderful little figure. I would like. It's a shame that this Autobot symbol kind of gets lost in Auto mode behind the arms, and then when you put the cab back into like sort of where it's supposed to be at his backpack, it kind of gets lost there as well. So I know that's a throwback to like the G1 toy where he had his Autobot logo, which was in a weird position. But yeah, in this version it gets lost even more so. Bit of hollow leg situation at the back, but then again we're kind of expecting that at this stage. Yeah, articulation in the same place you'd expect to find articulation in Huffer and everything like that, and probably the other two versions of the mold that they did. So I'm not going to go through that. He's a decent little bot. He really is. The colours on him are perfect, just like two shades, white and then something else. Always works a treat. The head sculpt on this guy, if I can get this to focus in a little bit. Come on, there we are, thank you. Head sculpt is simple, but effective. I probably would have liked to have seen the faceplate silver, just to differentiate a little bit between the face, which is white, the eyes that are light blue, and everything else. So like a silver faceplate or something like that probably would have been quite nice. But it's a minor complaint, really. Apart from that, actually the silver faceplate might have offset quite nicely against the guns. But there we are. Maybe a tiny little bit of silver accenting around here, or just here. Maybe that's what stickers are for. I don't know, but I don't like stickering new figures if I can avoid it. I kind of believe that they're for like the old school stuff, but whatever. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very decent, successful, sturdy little bot. Would I recommend getting him? Yeah, absolutely. I want to give a massive shout out again to Marcus Prime for this as a birthday gift, because he knew I was looking to pick it up, and you've saved me the bother. So I very much appreciate your generosity. Yeah, I really dig this figure. He doesn't feel cheap. You know how sometimes like sort of new figures have a tendency, the plastic feels just a little bit off. You're not sure what they've done to it, and as a result, it kind of feels just a little bit cheaper than it should do, especially when you've paid like, I don't know, if it was like a Voyager class, when you paid like sort of 30 quid for it or something like that, and you think it feels waxy or something like that. This doesn't. The plastic on this doesn't feel brittle. It feels a little hollow at the back here, but then again, that's because the legs are hollow because of the transformation. And maybe another panel just to flip round from the inside of the leg just to close that off wouldn't have hurt. But then again, they don't think of things like that. But he is, apart from tiny little things like that, his joints are decent. They don't feel loose in any way. Yeah, he's a very, very successful redesign of the Huffer mold, and he's a very, very successful little bot overall in terms of build quality and materials used. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my review for what is it? Siege War for Cybertron Kingdom Huffer, not Huffer, fucking Pipes. Jesus Christ. It's the other one. It's the other one, a Huffer, basically. That's all you've got to really worry about. Yeah, I like him. If you want him, go and get him. If you don't, then don't. But I think he's going to sit in my collection very, very nicely. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this review. This is Gerald Gavin Barry, also known as Wolfgang1. Yeah, I can get my own name right, but not this poor bastard. Saying I'll be back at some point soon. Until we see each other again, take care. And when tomorrow comes, I feel you laying by me, like you ain't got nowhere else to go.